That's where I'm at.
Make that one person.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to tonight's meeting, April 1st, 2019. Start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, thank you all very much for coming. Carly, will the audio leader times here?
Yes.
Okay, and the leader times
Are you recording?
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
audio recording. My name is Eddie Armstrong. I'm the newest reporter with Leader Times.
Okay.
Thank you. We have no public comments. Did everybody have a chance to read the minutes? Such big ones. We have an 8-minute meeting. Do we have a motion for this?
Make a motion to adopt.
Henry, who seconds?
I'll second it.
Nikki seconds, all in favor? Mayor's report.
I'm going to do Bob Gahagan tonight. He is detained at the hospital with somebody. For the month of March, 9 traffic citations, 4 warnings, non-traffic, 2 disorderly conducts. Criminal, there was 2 thefts, 4 warrants for arrest, 1 drug paraphernalia, 1 possession of narcotics, 1 DUI, 1 bad check, 2 business frauds, and receiving stolen property 2. He's going around doing a nuisance vehicles, large item trash, and brush cleanup. And he wants to remind everybody that the street department will be out repairing roads, patching just the ruts that you don't run over. Slow down, don't run over anybody. And that's all I have.
Can I see that paper?
I got one more thing. He had this on my pile. I guess they're having a Bud Floyd Memorial Golf outing for the K-9 unit, the Armstrong County Sheriff. It's in June 7th, and I'll just leave this place someplace that I don't really have any golfers here in Ohio. But that's all I have.
Thank you. So I have a couple questions regarding the citations and the drug paraphernalia, what we went over. So, do we get any monies from what he is doing here? Like, what monies do we get brought back in?
I think there's money comes back.
It comes through like the, either the clerk of courts or the magistrate, and of course, they take commission or whatever on, but I don't exactly know how it works, but like whenever he issues a ticket or fine or whatever, then they deal with like the magistrate, and then they'll remit.
It's not a great amount. No, if it's a state, we share it with the state. Unless it's more, then we get it all.
Okay. Another question. Our little stickers that we place on homes for maybe your vehicle. Yes, can I see that? It's supposed to show. Okay, so if you have something that is not with like ordinance a violation, then you can get this on your door and it's going to be marked. It'll have the police officers. Does he sticker it? Does he sign it? You know?
I would assume he does.
Do you know how much money we generated from this?
Probably none, I don't know.
Like, we follow through. Andrew Sacco sends a letter, a certified letter, and then what happens from there?
Well, last year for the grass ordinance, I forget how many we passed out. And whether there's any money comes back, I don't know. But a lot of people just kind of blow it off. When they get that registered letter, they just kind of blow it off. It's mostly.
Well, we can't blow it off because
well, it's not the residents. It's residents that live here, but it's the property owner. It's usually somebody that has property.
So we send a letter out, but we don't follow through with it? Or does it get resolved?
Usually gets resolved. There's a few times it's not resolved. For instance, down here in the corner, on the corner of Garfield down here on 300 block, the guy was sent, it was in bankruptcy court. And nobody ever cut the grass, but I see there's somebody that has bought the property now, and I'm assuming we're gonna get good neighbors out of it, so.
Okay.
Well,
So we just need to make sure that we follow through. If it doesn't get resolved, then we need to make sure we're following through and requesting the fine or the penalty. Otherwise, we've spent all that money, and it may very well be getting it, but I'm not sure, because
I
nobody
know
knows.
that when Andrew does the letter, I know he gives a copy to Bob, I think for, check it, making sure that something is done within the set time.
We've had properties, and we sent them out a couple of times last year. And, you know, they resolve the problem, and then they turn around and it goes like a month or so, the grass gets high, then you send another one out. I mean, it's usually a rental property that does this.
What happens, Paul, it can get to the point where we're gonna put it, if we send, let's say we send our rural employees in, we put a lien on the property, but you're not gonna get that money from that lien.
But I
That
mean,
person,
do we
that
know-
person owns the property for the next 50 years, there's just gonna, that lien's never gonna be paid, right, Bob?
you're correct. But what happens how are when we go in on the property, and that property is sold, do we have a record that,
Yes, they have to send a letter, anytime the property's sold, they have to send letters to like a municipality, to any utility authority, like the water authority, whatever. So anytime a property's sold, I'll get a letter asking if there are any municipal liens against the property. And I have a folder of all the municipal liens that Andrew has filed on our behalf.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering, where that.
Oh yeah, like, there's a property on
But you don't get anything.
because we have that property, the 200 block, that we'd mowed 2 or 3 times, and we gave it a value. Do you keep track of that?
On where?
On Scarfield Street, 200 block.
Beside
No.
insurance company. This one.
Who mowed it?
Well, we had it done privately twice, and I think one time we sent the board down there.
If it was done privately and I got a bill, I would have sent it to Andrew, but I don't remember.
Well, I'll talk to Henry later, and we'll check with Rick on that, and
Okay.
see what occurred there. We
Okay.
mowed it twice last year, I know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right.
Okay.
Jesse,
Yeah.
a couple of Jesse Hines,
Mhm.
and then you issued a check to him. Remember
Yeah.
he was going away the one time and he called me.
Yeah, I dropped it off.
And I got a hold of you, and
Mhm.
then he went,
That's
did
true.
you pay him maybe? I think
Yeah.
out of the pocket and then got reimbursed.
Oh.
Yes, that's how it was, on that
Yeah.
one particular time, I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that property's still like in limbo,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, like Bob said, until that's,
Yeah, I mean, you can even have like sheriff sales and tax sales and they still don't go, unless, I don't know.
All right, thank you, just curious about that, Mayor.
Okay.
but come back to that just for a second.
Yes,
I didn't hear, do we have a system in place that tells us that when that violation was made, that we got anything back for it? Is there any system? in
that's
place?
what I'm guessing we need to talk to Andrew to see how many letters he sent out and when they're sent out.
That wouldn't be the same as that orange.
No.
That orange is a violation, the citation is given, doesn't go to the manager, it goes to the police.
Do you have them on file, or he?
He has it, I don't know.
I would think that whenever he puts one of those on, whatever he puts it on, that we should get a monthly report what he's put it on, so we can track it that way too.
Yeah, because we have
Part of his
no,
police report.
Yeah.
If he puts 5 out, just mark it on the thing, he put 5 out, or what the issue
so
is.
we can follow up with it to make sure that we're,
He gives a report, and you see 9 traffic citations.
Yes,
But we don't see one for horse the citation for board infraction.
Yeah, so we'll work on that
I
and,
think it's just a simple question to ask.
yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Mayor, if you could do that from this point on, just ask him
Okay.
for board citations, you know, you're violating ordinances, you know, report that in a separate part of his mayor's report.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, going forward, committee reports, buildings.
My question is, are we gonna do anything with the roof?
What's this, is it getting worse, bad, better, not, is it
I
still?
don't think anything's been done with it, but,
Did you contact any of the Amish people you said you were gonna talk to?
I have not been up there, but I am going up there. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow, but it will be within the next 2 weeks. I will be talking to John Yoder, who does the roofing. But I haven't talked to them since. So, or if my husband goes up that way, I can see if he can come down. I'm just like really, maybe they can come down and give us a suggestion on what we can do to prepare it, instead of having to pay somebody all this money to prepare it.
Keep your eye open in the board, because they're here putting roofs on all the time.
They were just down at Showhammers.
Okay, so if you
And
see
working at
them,
Erosion of Best.
get a hold of them and see if they can come up and, anybody who sees
I have
them,
a
give us a
I have
bid.
a contact, they were just at my house a month ago, and gave me a price, so I
Who
can,
do you use?
Amish people, I don't know.
Yoder,
I don't know what it's, I don't know.
Yeah, they usually don't give you their name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a guy that,
the driver,
yeah.
Yeah.
okay. All right, Public Works,
All right, got two things. We're gonna have to buy a new push mower. The one we have is 15 years old, the axles are bent. I got 3 different prices. The best price is from the gentleman down on Jacob Street by Snyder Funeral Home. Yeah, okay, thank you. His price was $189.99.
what,
Is it, who is it? Or is it Zimmer?
Zamboni.
Somebody.
Zimmerman's or Zimmerman's?
No,
It's Brett and Body.
What is it?
Brett
correct.
and Body.
Oh, Brett,
And I get a lot from him, and I'll tell you what, I'm really happy with him down there.
That's a push mower with a bag and everything on it?
No, just a regular push mower. It's all we need to put on the side of the
He gets one from.
hay hills and so on. We don't need a bag.
what is the brand and size of it? What's the,
Pass that down to us.
yeah,
Yeah, Catania Bar just bought one, Progressive Workshop just bought 6 of them,
Columbia?
and so on. And
Very nice,
they're very pleased with them.
So you're, which one is this, 189?
Yeah,
I make a motion, we purchase the mower from, what's the company, what's the name?
somebody.
Same body for the 189 mower.
I second.
If you're sure
All
it's
in
a good,
favor?
if you're sure it's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably want better about that.
How much is it?
189
$189.99.
Plus tax, I'm just saying.
No, we don't do tax.
No, we don't do that.
All in favor?
So Bernie Jr. and then Henry second. Or Bob second.
Bob second.
Second thing?
Second thing is.
All in favor?
We've been contacted by a party who lives on a private road in this borough. They wanted a tar and chip paid. I thought our solicitor was in here tonight, and I've been going over with him. We are not responsible for a private road. It's Allison Drive over here. There's 2 houses there.
Do we snow plow it? Do we plow it?
Out of the goodness of our heart, which I questioned Rick about it, and the feeling that I've gotten from our solicitor, we should not be on that land at all.
Who put the road in? Is it like the people who have the property up
It's the
there? or
people
is it-
who have the property. I have their deeds and everything right here. And it clearly states that there's a Jack who lives on there. There's Zach and a Jack. In the one party, it just deeded the house and the property over to his daughter. And it states here that any interested party in the use of this road is to maintain it as a private drive. We are not, it's not registered anywhere in the borough papers or anything.
But it's named,
Huh?
it's named.
But it, yeah.
Is it named like through our borough? Is it
No,
have their own
it comes
sign?
off the 268. It's right across from where Montebell's, where the restaurant is. There's
I think-
four
I
houses
mean,
that
did we
sit up
name
on top.
it? Did we name it? Or
No,
did they
we-
name it?
I think the reason that it was named was for 911 purposes.
No, this goes clean back to 1930.
Yeah, that's the
This
law.
deed, it's still the same name, Allison Drive. It's when the first house was built there. They owned from the house, the road, and all the way down to the highway. We do not own any of that.
See, there was a, it was
That's
probably
part of half and half.
15 years ago, there was a fellow council in one of the brush cut.
Was that Wilson?
Huh?
Was that Wilson?
I don't remember what
Okay,
it
they were the original owners.
and, because they said that we always did it before, that they wanted to cut.
Now, the liability part of it, something that we do something there, we can be hung out to dry. What I want to do is wanted to finish up with our solicitor this evening, is to go ahead and send them a letter stating that in their deeds, which they know, that they are responsible for that. We do not plow, we do not oil it. They wanted it possibly to be blacktop. We cannot use liquid fuels money on private land. We want to reiterate to them, look at your deed, it spells it out. We've been nice over these years, but we have to cease and desist on it. But I want everybody to know that what's going to go on.
We inherited that from East Franklin.
Huh?
We inherited that
Yeah,
from East
but
Franklin.
it's not in,
Yeah,
it's not in their papers, it's only in their deeds here that they are responsible for it.
When it was East Franklin, and I think we annexed in about 1970, 71, how did East Franklin handle that? Did they handle this private property, or did they do something with it?
They did nothing with it, because I can't find any papers stating that they would plow it or ash it or do anything else.
I'd like to see maybe a letter drawn off from our attorney, though, or solicitor,
Well,
that
that's what I
just
want to
stating
do.
that. Just, I'm not saying we have to send it to them, but just so we have something on record for us.
Well, we're gonna send it to them because they have come here and asked Rick about having it blacktop. And Rick and I have talked with it, but talked with the attorneys, talked with Indiana. We cannot use liquid fuels money on a private road.
That's fine, I'm okay with it, I'm just saying, so we have.
Yeah, we'll have something to back
why
ourselves up
couldn't we
with.
meet with all the people that live up there? Like, street committee, you know, and meet with them and explain to them what's going on.
Well, it can be done in a letter. You know how hard it is to get somebody to come, sit down and meet face to face. We can send them a
And we have
letter.
meetings, public meetings here, they're more than welcome to join us and discuss it. Yeah.
But I just wanted you to know what's going on with them.
Okay, thank you.
Their name's Zach or Jack.
Zach, Z-A-K. That's all I have.
So where does it stand now?
So you're going to have a letter,
So he's gonna do a
I
letter, draft a
gotta sit
letter.
down and meet with him again, and we're gonna go ahead and draft the letter. He has the same deeds, he has a copy of the map, and we've gone over it. I thought he'd be here this evening, so we can go ahead and finalize this and go from there, but I'll go down this week and meet with him.
anything else?
And that's all.
Finance, insurance, and special projects.
Nothing for finance.
Thank you. Personnel?
No, I'm still waiting to get back from Bob,
Okay.
some information before we can, the personnel committee can meet with anybody.
Okay. Shade tree.
I have one.
Thank you.
Bernie Gosser, he came to my house on March 12th. He has 2 trees in one burrow, one in his yard. Burrow property tree is very diseased, and the one in his yard was, I think, damaged with the wind, but it was coming up out of the ground, leaning. But he wanted to remove them, and I gave permission to do so. And he offers to plant a new tree on the burrow property.
Then we get this stump out.
Yeah, we talked about it. We do ask the stumps be removed, but very few do, because I think it's too expensive for people.
I got a price to remove both stumps,
Did you?
grind them down for $400, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's bad. That's
Pretty
bad.
expensive for most people, probably.
Okay.
I took that very big one out.
Thank you.
And those trees that they cut down over at Franceschi's, I hope they do take those, I know. Did you see that one, there was nothing to it but the outside? But I do hope they take those stumps out.
Police committee.
Nothing other than I'd like to, just like to task the mayor and please have the ordinance, more of ordinances reported on next, each meeting.
Pretty much, there's nothing.
No.
Does anybody need to go into executive session, maybe personnel? Yes,
Madam President, I gave the
no.
secretary,
We're not there yet,
okay,
sorry.
I didn't, yeah, we're gonna do it under new business.
We'll get it under new business, okay? Thank you.
Do you want to discuss this?
Yeah, let's, at this time, at 6:51, we're gonna go into executive session for personnel reasons.
I missed a couple because he would turn them in and say, well, they're in, and what, come the next day, and we already have to pick them up, so I signed them. The ones I missed was yours.
Do you happen to have a drawer full of beds?
You don't want 30-year-old? That's true.
Yes, there is. You
All right, 7:02, we're bringing the meeting back into session. Unfinished business.
Okay, the senior citizens are gonna start meeting again here, April 25th,
Okay, thank you.
okay?
And
And
that'll go once a month?
the fourth Thursday of every month. And we invite any senior citizens that would like to come.
We
We
do have
eat.
time?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay, and then another thing is, a neighbor got a call, well, it was Holly, that got a call from Pavetta saying that that netting needs tightened down around the hockey rink.
Okay, we'll
Because it's
we'll
been,
have the borough workers look at that. Tighten that down, Henry. I think we have done very well with trying to make every effort that we've done to try to keep the balls from going over there. It's unfortunate that we're not going to protect every single ball that goes.
right?
We've done a great job on trying to maintain that and keep that from happening. And we will look at it, and if it can be tightened, they will do it.
May I ask, he did not say anything, but what happens supposedly? There's about 4 or 5, I looked today, and there's about 4 or 5 of the netting. Some of it has, I don't know if it's loosened up or shortened or whatever, but it just needs tightened, tied down again. But there was a couple guys playing that day. They moved the netting down on that end. They hit the ball and it went through and over into the net. So that is what,
But he didn't.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying that we, for record, we have done every
We
effort.
put
right,
that.
and that's what he said, I'm not, not saying anything, but he just thought maybe if,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of them, there was a whole lot of boys
I'm
over
glad it's
there.
been used.
Yes, I am too,
Yeah.
and as long as they play decent, they're fine.
Yep, so, thank you.
Another thing, the flags
Well,
down
that's
at the memorial wall,
No, these are.
the hooks that hold the flags on, some of them have broken. And so, took them down, and I got new flags from Jeff Palte for the state and the American flag. And we're going to have some work done on the red brick that's around there. We're gonna get some new.
Do you have a work day that you need volunteers?
No, not yet. We're gonna have, I'm gonna get a hold of, Jay Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take all that stuff out of there that's overgrown.
You're gonna put any more of those bushes in or anything?
No, but we talked about almost putting some flower pots and just have flowers in there, during the summer times. And the basketball court down at the fire hall needs a lot of attention.
I think that we have enough money with the Bonner Foundation that we can look into it and see what it's gonna cost us to get it repaired, and then we can go forward with it.
Does the Bonner Foundation
Recreational.
cover the basketball court or only the playground?
It was for recreational.
I thought it's recreational.
We can check into it.
We'll have to check with Chase to make sure.
Yeah, check in.
Yeah, we'll look into that. But regardless, we need to get a couple bids to see what it's gonna
Yes.
cost. We
And if
need to
we
get a
do-
fence around it.
Well, right along where they have a curb, people are pulling in there and parking,
Okay.
and they've got to go down.
We're gonna stop that somehow, like an hour.
Well, I think the fence will stop that.
I think we should look, if we're gonna put some money into that, maybe look at a fence too.
Or some kind of something.
Who is going to look into it to get some estimates on it?
Mickey and I.
Okay, all right, good enough, thank you.
My boyfriend. What are we doing about the website?
That is, we are going to be addressing that. Michelle and Carly are going to be working on, putting it back up on site, as far as I know.
Well,
I mean, that's,
wasn't she to be checking into something and getting
yeah,
on me?
yes, so I
Okay.
think it should be happening here shortly, within the next
Yeah,
couple months.
definitely.
It's gonna be going back up. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
New business. So we have a letter here. Oh, wait, do we have any more unfinished?
No,
Okay. So we have, Joe Morris here for Emergency Manager Coordinator, emergency operation plans, pass the resolution. So that's what we need to, there's nothing new that is needed to be.
Our plan is basically the same, we're such a small municipality, there's nothing to be changed.
Okay. So we
Just
need
need
to
to
make a
be
motion for that? Okay.
received by the council.
So we need to make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Just saying that
Yeah, I'd
we,
like to read
Yeah.
it first.
Read it out loud.
It's a lot to read.
Joe, when does that have to be in for?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
it just says that we have a
We
plan and we
just
maintain
recognize
it
this as
and
having a
whatever.
plan.
We have to do it every year.
It's usually every year, or every 2 years that we
Public
do this.
safety.
It's done every year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this gentleman might know go by. Don't call me gentleman.
If it's not resolved or done by resolution by the deadline, say April 2nd, April 3rd, we have a tornado come through or some natural hazard, people's gonna, that's the first thing people's gonna look at. You don't have a plan, time goes for money.
Does it
When
need
did they
sealed?
put it out? When did you
I
get
just
it?
received it here the other day.
You get it you just received it.
Well, I've been down for the last 8 months, haven't been doing too much.
Do you have her email address?
Yes,
Okay, so like if it ever comes up like that again, forward it to her so we
she
can.
receives it also.
Yeah, I think I forwarded you guys emails from,
You want to read it?
comes from Becky Harass.
If you want me to forward it to you, I need all your email addresses. It's the same thing we receive all the time.
Yeah, and that's fine. Who was it sent from?
Becky.
Becky,
Becky, gonna let Ed be or?
yeah, she's going to be going on maternity leave.
No, it would come from me.
Yeah, but even if her.
Yeah, and that's fine.
We need a motion to do that.
Go ahead, I'll make
If
the
it's a
motion.
resolution, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we sign those papers for the emergency.
To pass the resolution.
We pass the resolution.
I'll second that.
Mickey first, Bernie Junior second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Now, we also have, the buses that are going through the TACT agreement here. So apparently that required 5% match increase. It's mandatory from the state,
Yes,
that wants the 5% increase.
every year it's a 5% increase. Until we ever hit 15%, and we haven't figured out, it'll take us at least 20 years to get that high.
So it's $4,748 would be for the year for our citizens of our community to ride the bus. Do they still have to pay $1 to get on it? No.
Now, you get it that senior citizens get an idea.
But if I wanted to get on it, I'm not a senior yet.
You would have to pay, I don't know what the cost is.
Okay.
But there's flyers out and so on.
So, would anybody like to look at this and have any questions? Do we want to continue the buses to go through 2019 to 2020?
What's our share? 47.
People ride it, they stand at the corners waiting for it.
Yeah.
I think we can deny it now.
And we have that in the budget, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I budget a 5% increase every year.
Motion to approve.
Bob, first, do we have a second?
Second.
Ben, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I have one thing.
Yes.
So we are part of the county's uniform construction committee or whatever.
I was at that meeting,
Yeah.
and they asked for volunteers to volunteer for the
The appeals board.
board, yeah.
Yeah.
They got two that night, and I figured that was,
Well, you
That was
cannot
fine.
be, you are our representative on the UCC, or the UCC group. But they have their own appeals board,
yeah,
which,
it's made up of people from the UCC board.
well, they cannot be council members apparently. Because Bridget Beatty, who's the program manager for the Department of Planning and Development, said that.
But see, I don't know whether these other people were council
Yeah.
or,
So the person that serves on the appeals board for West Kittanning Borough cannot be a council member or I think any kind of elected official. So they are just asking if there's anyone who's not an elected official who maybe understands construction a little bit, who might be nominated by West Kittanning to replace you on the appeals board for the UCC. And they only ever have appeals, like rarely, you have to go to an appeals thing, and it's just at the courthouse.
Just to clarify. If someone there is representing West Kittanning Board of the UCC, then, and they're a council person, does that mean they can't be on
the appeals,
the appeals committee only?
yeah.
Correct?
I think it cannot be like an elected official.
On the appeals committee,
Yes,
but they can be on the UCC
yes,
committee.
yeah.
And you don't sit on the appeal committee, do you?
Well, he had been our person for the appeals board, but she just told me that he can't be because he is an elected official.
Hey,
Well,
me, Bob.
Yeah, yes.
So he cannot
when
be
they
on either,
see,
right?
they have to get their story straight. When when they redid Claywood lumber up here, okay, for when they,
For the sale?
no, when, what you would call, what moved in up there, who was it?
Life steps.
Yeah. They wanted to change it and it went, there was an appeal filed. And at the time, at that time, it didn't matter, I was on council, it didn't matter whether you were on council or not. They picked me for the appeal board, but I told them that I didn't think it would be fair because it was Jack Claypool that filed the appeal, and I knew Jack Claypool very well, so I said I didn't think it was fair for me to be on the committee, so they took somebody else. But apparently, the rules must have changed.
So all we do is have to honor that, that's all.
Yeah.
Double jeopardy, that's what's going in.
But what's the concern of the letter?
Yeah.
It's saying that
We need.
Bob has been our member on the UCC group and on the appeals board.
So he doesn't
He
go in.
cannot be on the appeals board,
So do we
yes.
need somebody from our community to be on the appeals board?
Yes.
Is there anybody that's here that is not, that is in our community that would like to be on the appeals board?
Just
Or do
one
we
more
need to
question.
announce that?
Just one more question. If every municipality who belongs to the UCC, when you have an appeals hearing, you mean you have that many people listening to the appeal?
They only picked so many out of it.
Then why do you need anybody at all?
Well,
I mean, if you have 5 people who sit on the appeal board,
right.
and how many municipalities belong to the UCC?
I'll tell you in a second. Well, there's quite a few.
I suspect that's right.
If each
Now, why do you have to have somebody on the board?
Not all municipalities belong to it.
I don't know, it must be, I mean, she didn't like give me a drop dead, deadline or whatever.
I mean, if you have 36 municipalities, and you have an appeal hearing, and you have 5 appeal members, why do you need 36 appeal members? I think that should be clarified with maybe, what's the first name?
Bridget.
Bridget. Just answer your question, there's no hurry on that, we can always fix something if we have to.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to throw it out there, because in the past, we talked about asking Dave Trudgeon, I thought, to do it. Didn't we?
Well, certainly he'd be well qualified, but again, do we need
34.
34? And when you have an appeal hearing, how many,
Actually, 35. Worthington just was voted in last week.
if you sat on it, how many people are there to listen to the appeal?
I think they picked 5.
So if you have
How
5,
about 35?
yeah.
That's a good ratio.
Because if you have 36, one for each, for 35, where there is, that person may never be picked. How many appeal hearings do they get on, you know? They don't want.
I think they did, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 1 last year.
That's exactly the same. I think we ought to clarify that, Bridget.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask her.
I guess this might have needed to be under unfinished business, or no, maybe it's new business. Ken, from Bankston Engineer is, sent out a couple emails regarding that we need to have an ordinance for our storm sewer. Is it the storm sewer project? And Andrew just needs to know he knows what's going on with it, he's informed, he's done some research, he just needs to know whether or not to go forward from council.
I think it's a big bone of contention, and, you know, it's certainly gonna be a long discussion. I think there's a lot of examples that can be used, why yes and why no. Why no, obviously, the big one is
Cost.
the money, but, you know, the positive side is it, that would takes care of the 30,000 that we owe, because it would come from the grant, or the loan, which saves us 30,000.
Right.
I think the discussion is, at what point do we need this stuff? If you look at the infrastructure of the borough, it's an old borough, and one of those, as you know, we've seen them here in front of us. We know last year, the year before, we replaced a lot, and I actually did look into that money. Of course, as you're aware, when I came on, I was looking at our budget end every year, and I kept on depleting, and to a point where I didn't know where it was going. Finally looked into it. Carly did a little bit of work on it, and what happened, we replaced so many of these sewers with the new piping, which is very expensive, is where most of that went. And right now, Carly submitted something to Rick that it's only a small portion. We're gonna look into it further, because there's more than that with the 3 companies that we use to buy pipe. Because you're talking probably $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in pipe. And that's just to replace what failed. So, it's a two-sided sword. Do we keep on replacing it, knowing it's gonna cost us that kind of money, or replace what we have up on Pine Hill, because that's where the main part is? And at the same time, GIS the borough for storm water management, because we don't know where the cuts are anyhow, and our drains. My question is, if we do Pine Hill, do we really need to do the GIS at this time? Maybe we just do Pine Hill. I talked to Rick, Henry, I'm sure you have also, they'll do it themselves. I think Paul questioned that last time, why don't we just, why don't we just do Pine Hill? And
Ourselves.
Us, yeah.
Yeah, like our workers, like I suggested, yeah.
Or get a loan for it, whatever, I don't know, forget about the GIS. Now, the thing is, when you do a Penn Desk loan, you're not gonna give it for it. They don't like doing anything less than a couple $100,000, or you aren't gonna get it.
Well, is there any money from the planning commission that can help us do this?
Well, they promote the small business loans. Again, they usually don't do those for any less than 130,000 or 150,000 also.
So do you think that our guys are capable with doing some subcontracting out, that we could proceed with it?
Well, I think so. We actually did part Pine Hill already, just a small portion from, it's not Lorraine, it's Lorraine.
Yeah,
Lorraine, yeah, we did a little piece of it.
And how many more feet needs done?
About 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is there only one section that's really bad though?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
No, it's all.
All on both sides.
It's all.
And the question is, it doesn't, I mentioned this, it doesn't all have to be done in 1 year.
Yeah, we could do it,
You know,
maybe
you
do
could
three
do
different years.
part of it so far,
Yeah.
1 year, and do it, whether you do it in thirds or quarters or whatever. Do a third this year, and the next year do another third.
And if the water runoff for that price would have been the whole borough, there'd be a different story. But the water runoff really is only Pine Hill. The rest of it's the GIS of the lines that run through the borough. Now, regardless, if we went with it and replaced Pine Hill, that doesn't eliminate the fact that the roads are going to continue disintegrating in the borough. So you're still going to have to fix them anyhow. At what point are we going to be mandated to do it? I don't know. At what point are we going to be mandated to do the GIS? Because water runoff is a big issue with the state, and especially with PennDOT, with our roads. Because our water from West Kittanning runs downhill. And there's a lot of water going downhill, not only from West Kittanning, but from reaching out to East Franklin with all their new housing projects, everybody having blacktop roads, filling up that Whiskey Run Creek, very, very. And we've already had flooding in the borough over 268 by Dr. Gang's office, down at the restaurant down here, Mel's. They have water running through their place, 2 or 3 inches, and the old is 74 Mel's.
And another thing is, if we go ahead and do that, we need to buy another piece of equipment so we can see where we're going. We need a camera to go ahead and be able to shoot all these sewers. Instead of paying out $200, $300 to have somebody come in, we can buy a decent piece of equipment for $1,000, $1,500 and use it and be able to rent it out if we had to another municipality, machine tubs plus a man to go with it at any time. So it's a two-way sword out there too. We need the equipment, we can rent it out and make money off of it also.
It's an invaluable tool, there's no question.
Yeah.
But you know, what do you want to go with? You know,
I think it needs to be more discussion, like with the,
Thanks.
well, I think we need to discuss it amongst ourselves to see, you know what I mean? Like, I think we need to go over and really look at it and review the plans. Did he send us any plans at all?
Oh, yeah, we've got plans out the years.
Yeah.
First of all, do you feel it's a job we can do ourselves?
To an extent. What's our liability gonna be, if we rupture our main gas line, even though we do call one call?
Well, again, when you do PA1 call, if you hit a gas line and it's marked, and you hit it and it's marked within that, then that is on us. But if it's not marked properly, then the gas company is responsible for that. And there is an Act 50 that we need to, if you don't have it, we need to review that.
And I've been on some of the jobs where the gas company missed it by yards.
That's perfectly fine. If we hit it, then they're responsible for it. That's it. If we hit it and it's not marked properly, then the gas company is responsible.
I'm not worried about the gas company, I'm worried about the worker.
The workers that
Yeah.
enter.
That's what I'm worried about.
You get down below 4 feet of road level, we have to have cribbing. That's state mandated. You don't wanna have, like a couple of years ago here, that Mr. Bennett died because the cave-in up at the church, they didn't crib it.
Well, that's what I think our discussion needs to be. Is it something that our workers can handle, or do we need to have them subcontracted out to somebody who has that equipment?
Well, that was my suggestion as far as to you that night we were talking, contracting the digging part out. We do the labor part, put it in, that way whoever's digging, that's their liability. If they hit a gas line, that's on them, not us.
That's why we've had Pat come in and do some of the work.
Yeah, because he's got the liability coverage, and that's a good idea. It's a good idea. But meanwhile,
But again, we have a brand new backhoe too that we're paying for. And if we hit something that is marked improperly, then it's not on our responsibility. But I understand if you're digging deep,
it's not about the equipment, Paul. It's about what we have to do to protect the worker,
Trench
such
bond.
as the trenches. We don't have the stuff to put down in there. We don't have the,
right, but he was saying about digging, and then that's where, you know, we have a backhoe.
But again, we gotta throw in that mix. We're into this for $30,000. So if we do take the grant, or I'm sorry, the loan, that's covered. If we don't, we're still on it, regardless of the work we do ourselves, and maybe the savings, we still did the $30,000. So, you know, it's a close to the point, what do you wanna do? What's the,
It said it needs to be discussed on.
what's the feeling of council?
It's a
If we,
120-day period where we have to make the decision with them.
Yeah, we got to August.
I think that's what it was.
yeah, I think we can polish around maybe for another month or two, and maybe get everybody's feeling on it.
I think we should.
Look, you know, we discussed a little bit here tonight, maybe during the course of the next 30 days, we'll come up with some more questions and some more ideas. Maybe by that time, we can kind of get a feel for doing it ourselves versus somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, we, you know, absolutely can go talk to the maintenance
The
guys and we'll
problem-
see their input on it and, you
The
know,
problem
help us
over
get
there
an
is not going
insight.
to go away.
Pardon me?
The problem over there is not going to go away.
It's just gonna get worse.
Do you have any idea why the state years ago said if you take that overboard pavement, we said, well, that's a great idea. That wasn't a great idea.
Yeah, they knew.
Sure.
They know a lot of people that.
Take that back.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll table that.
This another, just like the highway out there. We're responsible for all those drains in that highway.
Mhm.
If one of the, my understanding is if one of the gradings go bad, they'll replace the grading.
Oh,
But
they won't.
Everything else we're responsible for.
Now, are we responsible for all that buildup of dirt on this side of the curbs?
We are,
We are, okay, because those are pretty bad.
but we don't have the time to do it.
I know.
We don't have the
We're never-
machinery to do it. We don't have the manpower to put two or three, two flaggers out there and have.
Why don't the state just go down through there whenever they're doing the other?
Because that was an agreement made when the highway was put in, and I have some of that right here, and that's like the lights that are down there. We're responsible for everything.
There has to be more of a challenge when the state, number one, comes in and does us all the work and says, sign here and sign here. There's gotta be more of a challenge where we say, hey, we're not doing it.
Well, yeah, I agree with you right there.
And just instead of signing off on everything. But we gotta challenge this thing, we're not gonna do it, we're not gonna do it. Lights going down the hillside, you know, we pay part of that. Going down, it's not even in the borough. And we're paying for those lights, along with the county, along with East Franklin, this is only 3 lights.
Does Applewater pay? And
I'm not sure.
No,
Yeah.
they're not mentioned in any of the agreements that I have here.
so they declined. They didn't agree to it, obviously.
Well, there's part of it that we declined and didn't sign off on it. And when it came to push against shove, they pushed it into our face. Nobody stood up to it, and we're hung up to dry on it.
But that's, right now, whatever we do, it's just something you have to make up your mind in the
Step
future.
forward.
We have to be more cognizant of what's in the contract when we sign it.
I agree, absolutely. Any more discussion on that? Okay. We have a motion to pay the bills.
Okay.
Bobby Bowers first,
I'll second.
Nancy second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any others to be read, which we do motion for adjournment?
Okay.
Lou and Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for attending tonight's meeting. You're done.
Hey, Bob, is there a way that